talo fanti le nei tai au Samoa fia whaelo atu lewa mātou whaatasi. Ma se tasi po io alo Samoa ua mawhai o na ausia se matatia I se tasi po io tauwanga launga. Na ole tauwanga launga lea e whaingoa ina o le Chinese Bridge Competition mai whaonga ina I le ngana senga po le Chinese. O se tasi o alo Samoa lea sa ia manumalo masola ma le whaelonga po le tūlanga mua fo'i o le nei tauwanga. O lea mawhaiona ia whaamatala le tele o isi vaenga e lea ua mātou whaatasi le nei tai au le tamaita I la lele ia Telesia Tanoa'i le lua. Good morning, Telesia.
Good morning, Janine.
Thank you so much for being with us on the show today. Now, before we do get started, e mawhaiona e whaeloa po whenu o Samoa e te Saumaiai o ai fo'i o mātua. Please feel free to introduce yourself and let us know whereabouts in Samoa you're from.
Talofa lava, malole soifo moa, malelangi I mama. Ni sambula vanaka, manuili vaoso o le ngangana Samoa. O lo ingo o Telesia Tanoa'i, Bawhetai, mole avanoa. Hi Janine, thank you so much for having me on the show. My name is Telesia and it's a real honor for me to be here. My late pa was Salasa So'o Tanoa'i, and a precious memory is that he always had his radio with him so that he could listen to the Samoan radio. And I know my nana and my grandparents on my mum's side will be listening today, so it's a privilege to represent my family here today. My grandparents are from the villages of Palealili, Whenga, Samoa, and Sala'ilua.
Beautiful, Telesia. Thank you for that introduction. And I know they'll be so proud listening in and cheering you on right now. Not only them, but also Samoa because of this incredible achievement. So first of all, congratulations. Malole lototoa, malole finau. Lea ua sola oi ma le tūlanga mua o lea tauwanga launga. You won and you were victorious at the Chinese Bridge Competition. First and foremost, how does it feel to be crowned the winner of such a prestigious event?
It's such an honor. It's been 3 years in the making. This is my third year entering the competition. And I had a huge support crew with me of my loving friends and my two beautiful parents and my sister, and my two teachers that helped me along my journey the whole time. And it was just such a great way to celebrate with all of them there. And yeah, it was just a bonus that I was first place. Yeah.
Of course. And Telesia, for our listeners who are tuning in right now and who are wondering, what is the Chinese Bridge Competition? Can you explain what this competition is?
Yep, so the Chinese Bridge Competition is a competition that runs globally with competitors that speak Chinese. Last weekend I entered the Chinese Bridge Competition for the Lower North Island and placed first in the senior high school category. That means I will go to China with other regional winners to represent New Zealand at the global competition. And this will be the first year it will be held in person since 2019. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I'm excited for you. Will this be your first time in China?
I went when I was little with my family once, and yeah, I remember walking the Great Wall of China, but I haven't been since, so I can't wait to go back as a teenager.
Yeah, of course, vai. If you need someone to carry your luggage, I'm a phone call away, Telesia.
Yes.
But speaking of, the progress and everyone who supported you, lato umalava o ainga o wo o whaia o ngā sa lango ina o tau mawhainga. E mawhaiona e whaasoa I tūlanga o Tapinanga. Can you share a little bit about what went into preparing for this competition?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, it's my third year entering. So, same process goes every year. I draft up my speech and talk about things that I'd like to spread in the language. And yeah, I just had a lot of support from my teachers, and we are expected to deliver speech as well as a talent. So I got to pick a talent of my choice, and it was a rap. So it was, I was very keen to perform it because I'm very passionate about rap music and R&B. So I put a lot of time into learning that and trying to deliver a performance. So yeah, it was just, every lunchtime I would meet up with my teachers, and we'd go over the speech, go over the rap. And it was just a lot of fun, and my friends were always supporting me, and they couldn't wait on the day. And yeah.
I watched your performance as well, and you're an amazing rap performer, by the way. I loved the whole preparation, the garment that went into it, the glasses and everything. So, no job well done. That was amazing. Telesia, I want to know, like, curious, how did this all start for you? Like, do you have family who, have a Chinese background? Where did this love of wanting to learn the Chinese language come from?
So I grew up with my mum as a diplomat, so we had many opportunities to travel around the world as a family. We lived in Asia for a bit, and so I've been learning Chinese since I was little. And yeah, I just kept with it because it is a very hard language. So coming back to New Zealand, I really wanted to pick it up at school, in high school. And so my passion has just like grown, especially making Chinese friends that I could speak to in school, whether it was in the Chinese classroom or not. It's just been very fun for me to continue.
Incredible. My Lord, lovely Samoa. Now, speaking of languages, this week is Samoan Language Week. Whaatawe nei le tā ngana Samoa. O le ase lui tau mo oe mo tupulanga talavou, not only to learn our Samoan language, but also you've now learned a third language, Chinese. So can you share a little bit of an encouragement for our tupulanga who are listening to not only learn our language, but also the importance of our language, but also branching out and learning a third language?
Of course. So I didn't grow up speaking Samoan, but I'm very, very keen to learn. My mother and my sister and I have enrolled in a Samoan language learning course, and it's very important to not only my parents, but for me to be able to learn the language of my grandparents and keep the culture alive as a Samoan Kiwi, and carry the culture through down to my kids as well. And I know that my grandparents fought really hard for us to have a beautiful life here in New Zealand. So the least I could do was just learn the language that they grew up speaking, and carry that and wear that with pride here in New Zealand as well. I'd encourage anyone that especially already is fluent in both English and Samoan to pick up another language, because our minds have already been built into a bilingual structure. So it'll be easy to be multilingual because our brain has already picked up 2 languages. So I think that our Samoans are very good with that, because most of us already are bilingual. And I've met a few Samoans that can speak Chinese, and I can tell you that they are very awesome. I think they're very talented, and it's awesome to just meet other like-minded Pasifika youth that share a passion of learning other languages as well.
Yeah, so important. And Telesia, yese avanoa e te tauvanga launga Samoa. Is there going to be an opportunity that we get to see Telesia competing in the Samoan language competitions?
Oh my gosh, I would love that. I would love that. Yes, that's my next thing. After this, I'm going to set that in my calendar and do everything I can to enter that. Yes, I'm very passionate about, like I said, very passionate about learning more about my Samoan culture. I'm very keen to go to Samoa to live for a while after high school and live with my nana to be immersed in the full environment and just learn about where my family is from, and also make film because I am a budding filmmaker. I would love to make film in the beautiful islands of Samoa and in the Pacific. I'm also very passionate about climate justice, so I like to make documentaries, and I hope to do that after school.
Wow, she's an all-rounder. Amazing, Telesia, and we're very excited to see where your journey takes you next. Now, in terms of your competition, the upcoming one in China, when is this competition, and how are your preparations going for this one?
I think it's coming around October. I'm not exactly sure yet. I think that's from past experiences. It's been around that time. Yes, just continuing on at school with my Chinese. Very excited to perform it again, and of course travel. Just really excited for the opportunity to meet others as well. And yes, so that's just going.
Oh, awesome, Telesia. We cannot wait to see you. Hopefully, e yesi avanoa e live stream pe tu sa o mai e lea taubanga ina ia mawhai fo iona mai mo lea tunu ia ma mato mata fo I au tau mawhainga. Now, you know, ao e tala noa mawhaonga ina lingana Ingilisi. Sometimes e yei avanoa where you're speaking English, but then you break out in Samoan, and then you break out in Mandarin or Chinese. Do you ever have those moments?
Yes, I do. So funny thing is I'm learning French as well. So
wow.
Yes, I'm very passionate about languages, mostly because I would love to advocate for Pacifica people and spread the word around the world about climate justice, which is something that I'm very passionate about. So languages is a very great tool for me to do so. But yes, it's funny. So when I'm in French class, I usually switch to Chinese. And when I go on the bus, I actually have a Samoan bus driver who I really try and make conversation with every day, but I only say the little things, But every time she's talking to me, I think of saying French. I think of responding in French. So I'm always like, we, and I'm like, oh, sorry. Yes.
I'd love to have that trouble. Oui, je m'appelle. That's about it. That's how far my goes.
Yes, yeah. Yes, it's always like that. And my French teacher is always wondering why I'm speaking Chinese, and then my Chinese teacher is wondering why I'm speaking French. And my bus driver is wondering why I'm speaking French. Yeah, it's all over the place. It is.
No, yeah. That is awesome, Telesia. Well, before we wrap up our chat today, thank you again for being on the show. Whakatei lava mole. Yeah, tali mai o se talosanga fo ia mese fo ia se vala aulia. Ina ia mawhai ona tafso. Ta ia matala noa fo I tūlanga o lo iei au tapinanga. Ia ai mese lava. Ia le whaamanui ino oe I le manu malo I le tauwanga launga le Chinese Bridge Competition. Ai le mai e tātala noanga. Before we do wrap it up, Telesia, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, happy Samoan Language Week to everybody. Yes, I'd encourage you to pick up another language if you have, and I can't wait to carry on with my Samoan language journey as well, and hope that others will join me.
Definitely, yes. And Telesia, next time, we'll be able to conduct this maybe in not only Samoan, French, Chinese, whichever one you choose. I'll learn myself. But before we do wrap it up, could you say something in Chinese for us to wrap up our chat today?
Oh, okay. What should I say?
Can you say Manuia levayaso lingana Samoa in Chinese?
Oh, okay. Samoa 周快乐.
Beautiful, Telesia. Let's make Telesia Tanoa'i le lua. le sa manumalo i le taubanga launga whaongai nei lingana senga Chinese Bridge Competition o lo e whaaponga i le Radio Samoa te silima i watolu a mo manuia lava po whanga malava singa Telesia. Thank you again for being on the show with us.